Hi, welcome to ODE. Today I'm going to make a slightly different video, and I guess this will be recorded over some days because I have to do a lot of thinking, and I think in the end I will edit all these. So, what I'm going to show you today is some details of this pen that I showed you before when I received it, which is it is a very good fountain pen made by Pilot, and it is made of sterling silver. So I will show you what's the problem with it, and I will think about how to fix it. So first, let's go for some references that I got for this pen. So, first thing, this pen, as far as I can understand, is this one. This pen is referenced in these fountain pens of the world from Andreas Lambrou as the Elite. Yes, it is an Elite pen. It's clearly stated there. And it is silver with rolled gold trim and aromatic filling, unless otherwise stated. And they are from 1968 to 1977. Okay. As far as I could understand, this pen was made maybe in 68 or 69, and it has not a aromatic filling. It has a different kind of filling. It is a button fill, but with a different insert. The insides are different. So this is not really correct, and that's something that I need to show you, because this raises some problems about how to get this pen working again. When I received this pen, I talked to you about the pen had a very specific filling system that may not be, or that it isn't available right now to be replaced. So, the thing is, I need to think about a way to repair the pen. First of all, let me show you how it is, because it failed. The sac has a leak, and I removed it just to be able to assess the situation and to show you what is inside. So let's see. The pen, when I bought it, I thought it was like a regular Pilot Elite size, just made of sterling silver, and I thought it was very, very interesting. But then, when I was waiting for the pen to arrive on the mail, I did some research and I discovered that this filling system was not a cartridge converter. And I thought it was. But it had an accordion filling that is no longer produced. Let me take this out. But I saw we can take these out and we have a kind of a cartridge of a converter system, but it's not a converter, and there were not, as far as I could find, cartridges available for this pen. Let's take a look at the first part of the problem. This is the filling mechanism. The filling mechanism works by, it could be inside there, that's how it works, but it works by pressing this button, and this will compress the sac and fill up the pen. Nothing strange. We have button fillers in Parker, for example, but this is a different kind of sac inside. It doesn't have that metal lever that makes it work. So I will show you now how it looks on the inside. This part comes out. I want to be careful because I don't want to ruin that plastic thing. Okay. What we have is a metal sleeve There's nothing much about it. It just fits into the pen. And we have this accordion sac. And what happens is, because it has all these ridges, let's call it like that, it can be compressed a lot, and when we release it, it gets to its original shape, and when you do it several times, you will be filling the pen. To be easier to fill up the pen has a breather tube inside, like many other pens had. For example, the Parker Vacuumatic or the Parker 51 with the aerometric system also. So we are here. Let me show you the sac. There's no fix for that. So what we should do would be to take out this sac, so remove it over this plastic part, remove it from here, also from this end, and replace it with a similar sac. The question is, when you search all over the internet, there's no replacement for this kind of sac, so you cannot buy a new one. And that is an information that you can find in this book, for example, and some other repair resources online. What they say is to get a normal sac, not for only pilot pens, because these are not that well documented, but for other brands that use this system, you just need to have a regular sac. You have to cut the bottom of the sac, glue it to this piece, the other part you glue it to this one, so it becomes the same thing but with a regular sac. And now when you would compress it, you would not create a lot of vacuum because it's not done with an accordion shape. What you'd have to do is to have a regular sac, a straight sac, and then you should do this, and by twisting it you would get a full fill. So there is a way to repair this pen, but I'm thinking to get this a little bit more complicated than that. You know that I like a lot cartridge pens, and I would prefer a system that would not fail as much as this one. You may ask me, why don't you just put a regular? It is a little bit wet because I've been cleaning it. Why don't you just put a regular pilot cartridge in the pen? And I will show you why I cannot do that. Because if I do this, the breather tube will not hit the end of the cartridge, but it will not stay on place. It stays like this, but believe me, it's not there secure, and it is just secure because of this blue thing that is keeping the breather tube in place. If there was not that blue thing, this would fall right out of the cap of the cartridge. So there is no way of using that. The opening is much smaller. I think you can see. So what can I do? One thing that would be possible, and I think it would be the best option for this, would be to make a copy of this part and maybe do it with 3D printing. I'm not sure of what material this should be. I don't know anything about 3D printing, about designing the parts for the printing process, or even choosing the right kind of material, so it would be a problem. But I thought we could make a piece that would have this part to get inside the pen, because this will fit the pen in place, the cartridge in place, or this part in place. And then when you put the sleeve, it just gives some extra strength there to avoid it to come out, or not. And one side it would be this side, and on the other side it could have an adaptation or an adapter to get the pilot cartridge. So imagine that we have this piece inside the pen, and we would put this one on this end, and we have a regular pilot cartridge converter system. So this would be very nice. The length of the breather tube will allow it, so I don't think there would be a problem. But I'm not sure how to do stuff with 3D printing, and I'm also not very sure of sending such a unique part like this to someone to design a new one. I would need to know someone that knows how to do it, and I have to trust that person to do it. About the breather tube, something interesting. If you pull the breather tube, you will get the collector and feed, which are just one piece. You get all the part out, and this is very firmly inside. I think it is glued, and I'm not trying to take it out because I think it could break all these, and it would be catastrophic, because I don't think I could ever replace this part. Now, this part is composed of two parts, and I'm not really sure what this does, because it sits here loosely, and then the other part, this one, when it goes on to this one, it is very loose. As you can see, it does not catch on that one. So this just fits in place, and where it makes a seal is on this a little thicker part that has this little step. This is how it secures it with the pen. So, what are my options? To remove this sack and put a straight sack on this pen, I can do it. That's the easy stuff. But I don't know why. I think I would like to preserve this part like it is, like an original, even if it is ruined, like an original part, and keep it aside. That would be my perfect plan. Or if there was this part, I could do it. This is the first option, just to replace it with a regular sack. There is another option that I did not test because I don't have the part. I have to go to the bicycle store to get one, and just to try. They are inexpensive enough. There are some, I think it's the brake cable covers that has this kind of shape. Maybe that rubber cover could go here and work. Who knows? So that's something that I could test, but I would have to remove the original one from there. The second, and I think it would be the most perfect solution, would be to create a piece like this that would fit into the pen in one side, and the other side would fit a regular pilot cartridge, and it would be perfect. Whenever I wanted to have the pen in the original condition, I would take out the 3D printed part and put this one, so the pen is back as new. Or, and this is my complication part, what if I created a piece by myself, and I'm not really skilled, so this is maybe stupid. If I created a piece that could go here and make like a big cartridge for the pen. I was thinking about what I could do. No cartridge that I have has such a large opening, and when I was, let me take this part out to protect it. When I was thinking about it, I went to a box and some cups where I have pens, and I got these. These are just regular ballpoint pens. This one is this ugly thing, and the other one is a big pen that you may know quite well. And my thoughts are, if I created, imagine, we have this part, if I could cut it by here, put some silicone or epoxy resin there just to seal this part to avoid any ink leakages in the future, cut these and use this as a cartridge. It would be perfect in my opinion. But we have some little details that we need to, not to discuss, but to consider. Let's imagine that the first option is this pen, the big pen. We could take this part out and we would have the barrel and put the barrel inside. What happens is, and this is quite interesting, the opening of both is the same. So why doesn't it stick inside the section of this pen? Because what catches the part there is this thicker, this step up that keeps all together with friction fit, although the opening has the right size. So what I would need to do is to increase that volume, but how? I could put some tape, but then it would wear out by putting it on and taking it, so I'm not sure what would be the best option. But then I got some calipers like this. I had some measurements and I found that the cap, roughly this part, fits there. I cannot show it to you now because it is the middle part. I would need to cut this, and one option that I could have was to cut this part. Let me try to show it to you. Use this like a pointer. We could cut this here, maybe, and here. This would go into the pen, and then we would cut this to be shorter and use this as an ink cartridge, fill it with ink, and just put this into this adapter, and I think it could work. There is one detail though. You need to have this fit into the barrel, and this fits perfectly, quite a good piece inside until there, so there's no problem about the thickness. So this is one of the options. The other option was this, the ugly one. We'll take this away also, and we have this part. And what did I find? This part doesn't fit at all because this is thicker, so it doesn't matter. But the other end, the closed end, goes there and fits securely. So what theoretically I could need was to have this part, have it cut from there. It also has some holes there, but I need to have this opening open, cut these here, and then I would have the extra trouble to seal this part. And I'm not really sure how I would seal this pen. In this one we have the little stopper on the end, so it's quite easy to apply some epoxy and keep this together as it is. In this pen I would need to create a stopper there, and I would need to think about it, but it is theoretically possible. and this part goes quite a good piece inside, not as much as the other one, because it enlarges to this side. If I had to put the other side, it goes much deeper, but this one needs to go there. But if I cut it here, it will go further. Okay, doesn't matter. I just need to find a stopper there to cut this here and see how it will work. This would allow me to have a cartridge system. I have another of this pen, of this kind of pen, so I have two tests that I can make. So I will possibly have two cartridges, handmade cartridges out of these, unless I find some more pens just the same as this one. Or if I can go with the beak, I have, I think, 6 of these around, because they come a lot with advertising. This is a university here in Portugal. So I have lots of them to test, and if I can't do it, I think I can buy some of these somewhere and use that if I need an extra part. So this was me rambling about. I'm not sure if I'll try to do this right now, or if maybe I will publish this video, show this to you, and see what you have, if you have any ideas of how I could go with this. And I think that if I find a solution for this problem, it could be helpful for someone. There is a thread on the Fountain Pen Network forum that talks, where there is someone that has this pen, and he got the pen like this. The previous owner didn't send him this stuff, so he only has these. He doesn't have any part to go there. Maybe if I can fix this, I know that thread is quite old, so I may not help that guy, but maybe if I get some solution out of this, I may have a solution that I can show to someone else, and I will allow some people to have this pen. Sometimes these pens are available on eBay, and they are always stated as not working, because this kind of system doesn't last forever. And if I could find a solution, it would be very nice for myself, of course. I have to be true. I'm not doing this exactly for everyone else. I'm doing this mainly to have this very good pen working, because I really want to write a lot with this one. This is a writer's pen, in my opinion. But if I can do it, if I can have some videos about this, and if I can help someone else, I think it would be perfect. And it could be a way to bring these beautiful Pilot pens back to life, because I think most of them are not working. And as I was telling you, if you have this part, you can put just a regular sack, straight sack, and twist it. But if you don't have this part anymore, you can't do that system. So these were my thoughts. I hope to hear from you some ideas of what I could do as an alternative way, or if just tell me that this makes no sense. And I hope to be back soon with a second part of this video with the results of my testings about this. So I hope this was useful, maybe not interesting for everyone, but I think some diversity here in the channel is important, and I know that not all the videos are for everyone, but if someone enjoys them, I think it is worthy. This is all I had to show you today. Please stay tuned, because I'll be back soon. So until next video, bye.